Well, guess we can talk about the election a little bit on the way to work. Not the end of the world. I mean, typically, election, whoever the president is, I talked about this the other day. I said, me and Frank and the boys were talking. Frank says, typically you have, let's say the Republican wins the election for the president, or presidency, and 2 years later we have the midterms. Typically the House swings the other way. Sometimes both the House and Senate swing the other way. Or you have a Democratic president, then the House and Senate midterms 2 years later swing the other way to the Republicans. So you have a Democratic president, but you have a opposite House and Senate. Well, this time around, they didn't get both. They only got the House. Had they gotten the Senate too, I don't know how happy we'd be right now. I don't know if I'd be smiling or big old sad face on the way to work today, like, oh, what the hell happened, But I'm wondering. Old Webbot data, firings, quitting, all kinds of stuff. House, or not necessarily the House, but just in Congress, politicians, you'd see them just dropping like flies. Now, granted, we've seen quite a bit of that, not necessarily in the House and Senate, but some key government positions, because Trump has let some of them go. Some of them just quit because they realize I don't like Trump and whatever. A few Congress members have, I'm not going to run again, like maybe they got the old wink, you're gone. I can just imagine seeing Nancy Pelosi again in the House as the Speaker. Oh, but what I'm thinking is maybe, just maybe, what if, Donald Trump's got a couple more, tricks in his trick bag, and some of these newly elected Democrats in the House have to go bye-bye. Oh, we just fall indicted on this. Oh, we found out, oh, you did this wrong, or, you got trouble for that. And then all of a sudden those states have to then, get somebody else in there. I don't know. That's a stretch. I'm going to just say that's a stretch. Then talking about my live stream for a minute, I end up talking to a live person on YouTube, because when you're a, verified, creator or whatever, you have over a certain number of views and a certain number of subscribers, and you can actually create a support ticket. Oh, a little, live chat. Let me talk to somebody. Hey, I was live streaming. My thing just got canceled out of nowhere. Oh yeah, it looks like content ID. You were live streaming somebody else's live stream. Copyrighted live stream. Well, I was talking for 2 hours, mostly about crypto, taking calls on the Blog Talk Radio, my Blog Talk channel. Every now and then, I'd flip over to the CNN homepage, which was playing their own live stream. It wasn't like a full screen thing. I had the audio muted the whole time. So, it's not like I'm sitting there streaming it. Like, it's just, let me go see what's going on over here. Nothing. Okay, let's switch back to another screen and talk to you guys. I guess that don't matter. That's enough. 2 hours worth of live streaming my own stuff, and then, maybe a couple minutes worth of having, and not even steady. Just take a little peek, go back. Take a little peek, go back. Live streaming someone else's copyrighted work. So, they hit me with a video a while back, as 2016 video. Oh, this is I don't even remember what they called it. Bullying and harassment. Who knows? About migrant caravan heading to Germany, causing all kinds of problems, whatever. Well, they want to change the Constitution of Germany. We'll flag that video. All right, can't live stream for 90 days. All right, November the 6th or 7th rolls around. Hey, I can live stream again. Exactly a month later, can't live stream anymore. Another 90 days. Have a nice day. Now you'd think YouTube, any platform, before penalizing one of their people who's making the money, by the way, splitting this money that the ad revenue comes in. I split it. We have to, right? And that's okay. Yeah, I use your platform. You take care of me, I take care of you. All right, no problem. No, let's not give like a little warning. Listen, you can't. I know you just do a little piece of a stream. It's not really allowed. You know, oh, next time this may result in you being banned for 90 days of live streaming. Okay, hey, got it. Take care, thank you. Nope, it's just instant, you know, you're in jail. Who would treat, you know, one of your best customers who's making you money? One of your best partners out there, you know, and I say best, I mean, believe me, there's people make, you know, YouTube millions of dollars, but, you know, I mean, I've made a nice little chunk of side change here over the last, you know, couple years, 3 years for myself, which means I've done it for YouTube. You know, I don't get it. But I'll be honest, I think somebody was watching my live stream, just wait, oh, it's election night. Let's watch all the right, you know, the alt-right channels and see if they're doing any little thing wrong. Oh, got him. He showed a little piece of a CNN page briefly. Oh, streaming a live stream. And then one of the key words in there was, we also reserve the right to stop a live stream at our discretion. Not even for a reason, just simply at our discretion. So I asked the lady who I was talking to, was this at y'all's discretion, or was this like an automated thing? She really couldn't say. Just that, well, it was flagged, you know, the system got it. Okay. The rest of my account is in 100% good standing, and I can upload videos and all that stuff. But ain't gonna be no live stream for another 30 days. Hey, if the crypto market blasts off, and I told you guys I was gonna play live stream with Steven, like I'm gonna play all the jams, as a little celebration kind of a thing, you know, I am paying my house off. If it happens in the next 90 days, that's, sorry, no J-Step 4 concert, so to speak. Oh, you're live streaming someone else's parody. Yeah, my buddy Steven and I, we kind of did this together, even though he did most of the work. Kind of keep it over my place. Kind of like it's both of ours, let's keep it over my place. Not that that's the same thing, but anyways, a little frustrating. So then, you know, look, we've got some key states. Republicans won the gubernatorial race. So we got Governor of Florida is Ron DeSantis. But again, I saw someone on Godlike Productions posting today the X22 report. You know, and I just saw the title. I didn't click on the link to go watch it because I was getting ready to come here and get in the car and go to work. But it was titled like, you know, this is a fraud. There's no way that these numbers are right. And I have to agree. I mean, there's no way. You look at the turnout that was happening with these Republicans, and there were literally tens of thousands showing up in support. And then you go back to the Democrat, whoever it was, in this case Gillum in Florida. It didn't matter who was coming to help them. A few hundred people show up. The best they did was when Barack came in Miami. And I don't know what it even looked like inside, but it was better than a few hundred, but not like we've seen elsewhere with the Republicans. You can't tell me, well, you know, Democrats, we're as soon as you flip the switch, you become a Democrat. All of a sudden, you don't go to support your people. You don't do it, so you just stay home, keep to yourself, and wait for voting night. Then we make, you know, then our action of attack takes place, and we really vote everybody in. But if you got the Republican hat on, we don't do that. We go and support our guy in person, cheering, happy, having a good time, buying merchandise, you know. So I see these numbers as the absolute proof, okay? You can tell me anything you want to tell me. You can say on the news, the polls, but when I can physically see the amount of people at a location supporting somebody over and over as they move throughout the state, it's the same thing over and over again. And then the opponent is worse than terrible showings like Hillary Clinton. And even on that night, it was close. Oh, the state, Donald Trump just squeaked that one out. Oh, it was essentially 50-50. It was like 40. What was it? 49.9 to 48.9. A percentage difference. Again, you telling me this entire state of Florida, and the amount of people was only like, oh, you know, it's 100,000 people different. 100,000 people, that's all that made the entire change for the state of Florida? Now, granted, our guy won, you know, DeSantis won, but are you kidding me? 50-50, basically. We're split, us Floridians. Oh, and so was a whole bunch of other states. It was nearly the same, you know, 49 to something, you know, so close. 1 or 2 percentage points off. How in the hell? You know, and you turn on the news and everyone's excited or poking at the screen. Oh, let's zoom into this county in Rhode Island. Oh boy, let's get close right here. You know, again, it's like we're watching, you know, a movie with the Fast and the Furious races, where the one car took off, he's beating them. Oh, here comes, he just kicked in his turbo just kicked in, you know, got an extra couple pounds of boost kicked in on his turbo. Oh, the other guy's catching up now. Now the other, he just hit his second stage of nitrous, now the other one's up ahead. Races don't happen like that. These two cars take off, you kind of know who wins, usually right off the get-go. Who's out in front? Can you get a little slower? Jeez, let's change lanes here. You know, you usually can see who's winning. It's no catch up. And if the other guy catches up, maybe the first guy spinning his tires all of a sudden gets a little squirrely, so then the other guy catches up. But then you don't have the other guy play catch up again, and like, you're talking a lot of these 8th mile races, it's over within a few seconds. Even the quarter mile. It's made for Hollywood, you know. That's what that is. That's made for TV Hollywood. So why should we expect anything different with our elections? But the thing here that you could argue, though, this is the odd thing, but Joe, the Republican actually won. Even though he barely eked it out, he still won. So if they're going to be able to get him that close, you know, whether it's fraudulent, you know, fake, whatever votes, they should have just swung it to the Democrats by 100,000. Why did they make it, you know, I don't know. I don't have an answer here. All I'm going to tell you is what I see. Just does not make sense that we have 50-50 splits down the line. I just don't. But you know, again, it's not the end of the world. They got the House. We still have the Senate. We've got the executive branch, you know, the president. We've got the Supreme Court, basically. I mean, geez, you know, 1 out of, you know, 4 things, basically, or 3 things, really. Well, no, it's 4 because you're talking House and Senate. Congress is 1 thing, but they got the House and Senate in Congress. So yeah, you're talking House and Senate, President, Supreme Court. That's 4 things. We've got 3 out of 4. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, and if some type of people, you know, charges do get put on some of these people, you know, for the conspiratorial stuff, the pedogate and Pizzagate and all that crap, if something actually comes of that, you know, I look at Godlike Productions this morning, someone's got to post, you know, 600,000 indictments now. 600,000. Where's the proof? No one wrote any proof anywhere. You know, Jace, what's his name? Chris Posobiec or something Posobiec. Oh, 600,000 indictments. 600,000? Where are they? I see Cliff Ivor there posted on Twitter out of control. Like, guys, this is ridiculous. There's not 60,000 indictments. You wouldn't be able to have the grand juries and stuff to deal with that. Like, and now it jumped from, you know, it's 10,000, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000, all of a sudden overnight to 600,000. What is it? What is this? One hell of a crypto ICO blasting off? It just went 10 times. It's made 10 times my money. Oh yeah, 60,000 times 10 is 600,000. Indictments. All right, man, it's a good coin. The indictment coin. The aptly named indictment coin. I shall name it the Alan Parsons Project. So look, I didn't go to bed like all upset, kind of like I did during the presidential election, because I just knew it's over for Trump. You know, 99% chance. You know, Nate Silver's 538. So they got the House. That's it. Our House. Yes, we have been beat. Our House. So again, whatever. Got the House, it's okay. I was just thinking to myself, if this damn guy Gillum was the wins in Florida, well, you know, would I be bothered enough to say I want to get the hell out of the state and go somewhere else? Or, you know, honestly, I don't think so. Sure, you know, I'd be a little bothered by it, especially if it was this nonsense. 100,000 people changed, you know, the tide in Florida, the entire state. You'd have to think about so-called democracy. Majority rules, and if that majority is a tiny, tiny, slim majority, sorry about the rest of y'all's luck. Our guy's in there, he's going to do stuff our way. And if we lose, your guy's in there where he can do stuff his way. We just need minimal government. We need to go back to the days of when the Constitution was created, very small government to deal with the basic things that society needs, keep people safe, right? Can't have anarchy, rule of law. There's no such thing as, you know, well, one of my club members is in trouble. So in this case, we'll find him, you know, the judge is going to just say he's not guilty, or, you know, find him innocent. You know, oh, it's Hillary Clinton. Oh, it's the FBI guys. Oh, it's this congressman. Yeah, not guilty, no charges. We looked into this. There's nothing here. We've already found, we exonerated her. We've given immunity deals to everybody in this because, you know, for them speaking about what? You guys already made up your mind. You weren't charging this person, Hillary, like last year, and now you're giving out plea deals. What the, right? Got a corrupt FBI, but the president can deal with those corrupt members, those people, and he is slowly but surely. It's not going to be easy. It hasn't been easy, but he's dealing with it. So again, some key states, we got Republicans taking care of business. I saw, you know, Feinstein and Pelosi, of course. How do these people? How do they still make it? Jeez, my goodness, right? So we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, keep your head up. Crypto markets up. I mean, hell, it ran up to 212 out of, you know, pretty quickly. 212 billion. And then, you know, just yesterday, last night, it was up. Hey, elections are happening. It's up to 220 billion, one way or the other. And I know, you know, I'm hearing Bull Pony. Oh, this huge crash is coming. Huge crash. It's, you know, cycle. He's on, what's his name? Greg Hunter called him up that night. He also called Gregory Manarito, my buddy Greg, talking about it. Greg's like, how could they call this, you know, how could they call the election, the House already? Like, there's so many places left, you know. How they, you know, Pelosi already gave her speech, like it's a done deal. Like, you know, I don't see how they can do that. You know, I said, yeah, you know, it's kind of odd, but maybe these are just key states that the Democrats, you know, the early numbers had already shown it was, you know, 50 to 38, you know, kind of a thing, you know, percentage, who knows. But I just don't know if we're going to see this big old crash. They got the House. It's one of the things that they wanted. They wanted to get that House back. Of course, they wanted the Senate too, but they didn't get the Senate. You know, and I don't know if we saw the House and Senate go blue, then all of a sudden we, you know, like I'd think differently. Oh yeah, the crash should happen all of a sudden. I just, you know, like I say, Bull Pony will get a thing every great once in a while, but if you actually look at the times he's hit versus missed, and I don't dislike Bo. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I think he's a nice guy. He's got a, you know, a good heart. He's in the right place, but gosh, you know, talk about moving the goalposts up. The timing's wrong, you know. But it's like, oh, well, this is a biblical cycle, and this, well, how's that timing just often like that? To where, oh, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. But then finally it happens, you know. Like with silver, I fully expect that to happen. He's talking, you know, $600 silver and all that. We of course, web bot and stuff. We've been saying that for years, but okay, it's been said for years for the web bot. Why hasn't it happened yet? You know, just. Yeah, timing, whatever, but we're in a different era these days. It's not, you know, like again, Janet Reno, whatever her name was, you know, from the former Fed head. You know, I don't think we'll have another, you know, major crash. She flat out like said it, like basically, what does that mean? You got the authority now to just rig the markets indefinitely? I mean, maybe the answer is yes. And if that's the case, could we see a little, you know, problem, a dip, oh, the stock market's you know, quote unquote crashing. It's down 3%. You know, and you know, ultimately we look back for 2018 as we get into 2019, and it's, oh yeah, it dropped 10% that year. All right, you know, okay, that's not a healthy thing down, but it's only 10%. You know, it's not 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70. You know, it's not, you know, 20 something, whatever, 1,000 Dow going down to 13, or, you know, where it was last time, 14 going down to 6 or 7 or wherever it ended up, 50%, you know, drop. It was like, oh, it was 10%, you know, and I'm just throwing that number out there. I don't even know if it's 10%, to be honest with you, but it's probably not even that much. But you know, could we have a little hit here in November, like Bo thinks? I mean, I think, yeah, it's possible we have but for me, I think it's a little hit, not this, you know, big crash he's expecting. But after that, he's expecting cryptos, gold, and silver not to really, really go up. You you know, we're expecting that regardless of the stock market. We don't, nothing that I've ever looked at or anything has told me, well, the stock market has to crash first and then this, you know, and that's what's going to force the crypto hand up. Sure, it would make sense that people might want to diversify into crypto if the stock market's crashing, but again, a little sell-off, we've already seen it. I mean, look at this year. Look at each and every sell-off this year, and if you get towards the end of the year where we are now, and you look at the whole thing, it's like, you know, this is looking a little scary. If I'm a person in the stock market, or I got my portfolio, and they're like, you know, hey, this, you know, this is making me a little nervous. Wouldn't they already be getting into crypto? There's not a lot out there to get, you know, it doesn't take much to get the crypto market going up. And yet the entire year, crypto market's been going down. We finally flattened out, it seems like, right? Now we're maybe, hopefully, starting to rise. So I don't know, and I don't know what he's looking at for his data and all that stuff. I just, you know, you hear his excitement, his voice, and you know, everyone's, oh yeah, Bo, you know, I just caution sometimes people, just, you know, take it down a couple notches, you know, listen, take it in, think your own thoughts about what you heard, and look at some other things out there to figure out, you know, does that really resonate with you, I guess. You know, it's easy to resonate with some gloomy, doomy stuff. It just, so it comes natural, but, you know, whatever. He's not, like I said, he's not a bad guy. I like Bo. I just, you know, if you counted how many times he had to move the date, it's way more than not, you know. I just wish whatever the hell he was studying was accurate like that, to where, hey, you know what, Bo said this, and we, you know, Bo knows, you know, my old commercial, Bo knows. Bo knows, the old commercials, you know. Bo Pony knows, you know, I wish he had some really good information there. It's just, I don't know. Anyways, take care.